Hi, this is Jason Eagle, your natural health expert for Strategic Healing. Another Feature Friday, or it's actually 4th of July. So we're going to talk about, this is my garden, and let's talk a little bit about what's been on my idea about science and what makes sense. So what makes sense is first of all, foremost, forget the hoopla of what's the best food or where can you buy it. No, the best food is where you can grow it, your own food. Now let's talk a little bit about like some of the science things that I agree with that actually is how can you get the best out of your best food. Okay, let's first of all talk about antioxidants. So antioxidants is really your cell's protection and a plant cell's protection against some sort of damage. Okay, I'm going to show you the damage here. Look at here. So come down and see how this leaf right here is now, it's now turned color. And we all hear like fruits of color and things, and you can see where it was protected by this leaf right here. It didn't get exposed. So it got exposed to something, sun, or in particular, this one was heat. It was heat, and it caused this leaf to then become very wilty and damaged. So we packed some stuff around this. And if this, when this survives, is because what it does is it increases its antioxidants. It boosts up its antioxidants because it's a response to damage. So, what do we also know? What is the best way to cook something so that you, and cooking, does it kill all of the nutrients and things like that? There's some things where cooking actually makes it better. One would be like a leaf like this. So, if you harvest this leaf, the best way, what we know, which you can actually stimulate this thing to produce more antioxidants than it is alive right now, is if you pick it and then bring it in and wash it, and then you tear it, and you just tear it like this, and tearing like this, okay, like that, chunks like that, and then store it in a bag. After 2 days, the antioxidant production, because it thinks that it's being torn upon or stepped upon, so it actually produces and it actually gives its last gasp of life, and it puts that in the plant. So you actually make it healthier when you actually tear it and store it like that and eat it within 2 days. Likewise, if you're cooking a potato, what's the best way to cook? And a potato has to be cooked, really. You can't eat it raw, and you can't eat a carrot raw. All right, you can't eat these raw, but these things actually, if you cook them this way, they're better than raw. Argue with me, but this is, if you cook it in water, where you bring it up to the boiling point and don't overstress it, if you just get it long enough to make it soften, but in its whole, just wash it in its whole structure, with skin unwashed, in its whole structure with skin unwashed, so it's at its cooked phase. And then when you want to do something with it, say I want this sliced up, or I want it mashed up, or something like that, then you cut it into, reheat it, and then cut it into its desired, or whatever, puree it or whatever. But cooking it in this stage maintains, because the surface area of the water, when you cut it, you get all this extra surface area that leaches stuff out. You can make up for that by drinking the water but you cook it. But cooking it in its whole structure reduces the amount of surface area, thereby keeping more of the stuff intact and putting it into a form where it's condensed. And also cooking in salt water enhances it, kind of puts a piezoelectric, if you would call it, mineral structure where it makes this then resonate, okay, at a better structure than if it was done raw. Now other things, if they're at their raw state, like fruit, okay, fruit is better when it's raw and things like that. But these things, they actually are better when they're processed this way. So lettuces and kale and other things, when they are freshly picked and not eaten right then, but torn apart and then stored cold for a couple days, then they boost their antioxidants and they're actually better for you. And that's the science, okay? And it's also what makes sense. It's what makes sense. And it's what people see, what people observe, and you got to go by that, okay? So until next time, bye.